وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله الذي خلق السماوات والأرض وجعل الظلمات والنور ثم الذين كفروا بربهم يعدلون. الحمد لله الذي أنزل على عبده الكتاب ولم يجعل له عوجا. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين وبعد. بإذن الله سبحانه وتعالى, we have reached the third class of our series of classes introducing us to the guests who are visiting us, but who are visiting and hopefully staying as permanent residents in our brains. And who are these guests? The guests are the letters of the Arabic alphabet and what they bring along with them. Last week, we covered the rest of the Arabic alphabet. So, to begin today's class, I want us to review what the last two classes have been about. The last two classes, for the brothers and sisters who are attending, the last two classes have been on identifying the letters, saying them in sequence, and recognizing their shapes. Identifying each letter, its shape and name, saying them in sequence, and to be able to distinguish one from the other. So I think the sisters can also look up on the board, on the screen. I want us to review the names and the sequence in which the letters come as a revision of what we did in the last two classes first, before we go into today's class. So we are reviewing what we did in the last two classes. Can I start from the first box, first line, for those who are watching the screen? You can follow me and say as I read them in sequence. Aleph. 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 Next box. Ba. 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 Next box. Ta. 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 Next box. Fa. 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 Please look at me. When you say tha, you're saying it like the TH in think. The TH in thank you. Tha. Not fa, not that, but tha. The TH in thank you. Tha. That's the one that has 3 dots. All right. Tha. 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 Next box. Jeem. 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 The author beautifully illustrated where each letter sits in relation to the baseline. Look at Aleph sitting on the base, all of it sitting above the baseline. Look at Ba, shaped like a boat, but having 1 dot. That dot is below the baseline, but the rest of the horseshoe shape is above the baseline, but touching the baseline a little bit. Likewise, Ta, like a horseshoe shape, but the dots are above, not inside, but above the horseshoe shape and touching the baseline. Likewise, Tha, 3 dots stacked on top of one another and the baseline of the horseshoe touching the baseline. But Jeem has that tail dangling below the baseline in a semicircle facing to the right, and the dot is on the baseline. the handle of the jim, that handle of a jim, for those who did the homework, the handle of the jim has a little bend in it. So for those who did the homework, my correction was to make sure that you have that little break or bend or crookedness in the handle of the jim, because you'll see the same for the ha and the kha. Okay, first line. Alif, 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 ba, 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 ta, 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 fa, 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 jim, jim, jim. Next line, line number 2, first box. Ha, 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 kha, 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 kha. Next box, which is third box. Dal, 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 dal. I want you to stretch it out. Dal, that's the name of the letter, dal. Okay. Fourth box. Dhal, 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 dhal. Like the TH in father. TH in father. See, imagine how you say the TH in father. That is the dhal. Next box, fifth box, second line. Ra, 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 ra. Going over, you can see how the ha, and then when you say the ha, first box, second line, you can see how the ha, how its tail also crosses the baseline, very much like the jim, identical to the jim. But ha, in its own case, has no dot. Next box, second line, is the kha. Kha, you say it like you're clearing your throat. It has one dot on top of the handle. Next box, which is the third one, is similar, identical in shape to the fourth one. Third and fourth boxes, second line, are identical in shape, except that the dal is without a dot and the dhal is with one single dot on top of it. The stem of the dal is actually bent a little bit. It's not completely perpendicular or upright. It's a little bit slanted. For those who did the classwork last week, that was the correction most people were missing. They were keeping the back of dal completely upright. It is bent a little bit, as you can see. Next, the last one on that line is ra. Ra cuts below the baseline, similar to a comma in English, and has no dot on top of it. Second line, let's just review that. Ha, 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 kha, 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 dal, 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 ra, dhal, dhal, dhal. Last box, ra, ra, ra. Going to the third line. Third line, first box. Za, 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 za. You can see how identical it is to the ra above, but it has a dot. Most of it crosses the baseline. Most of it goes below the baseline, as you can see. Second box, third line, for those following on Mixler. Seen, 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 seen. Next box, which is third box, third line. Sheen, 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 sheen. As you can see, the seen and the sheen have identical shapes, except that the sheen is distinguished by 3 dots. The seen has no dots. Fourth box, third line. Swad, 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 swad. And the last box, line number 3, rod, 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 rod. So that is pronounced from the side of the tongue, like we mentioned last week, not the tip of the tongue. The tip of the tongue does not pronounce the rod. Like you say, ghayril maghdubi. The do in maghdubi is pronounced by the left side of the tongue, not the tip of the tongue. Ghayril maghdubi. Try and begin practicing that. The side of the tongue is what pronounces the ru in maghdubi. Likewise, waladallin. It's the side of the tongue that pronounces the ra in waladallin. Let's go over the third line again. Za, 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 sin, 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 sheen, 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 swad, 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 rod, rod, rod. Moving on. Fourth line, first box. Twa, 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 twa. Second box, fourth line. The, 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 the. All of it sits above the baseline. And what distinguishes the twa from the is the dots that you see where it is placed on top of the loop. The is pronounced with the tip of the tongue sliding out. The tip of the tongue has to slide out when you say the, and it is heavy. The back of the tongue rises when you say the. So the. Third box, fourth line. Ein, 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 ein. We don't have it in English, so you have to listen and practice from how you hear it. Next box, which is fourth box, fourth line. Ghain, 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 ghain. Last box, fourth line. Fa, 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 fa. You can see how the ayn and the ghain are identical in shape, except that the ghain is distinguished by a single dot on the head, on top of the head. But the ayn has no dot. And the tail of the ayn is curved towards the right, and all of it comes below the baseline. Going over line 4 again for those on Mixler. First box. Pa, pa, pa. Next box. The. Next box. Ein, ein, ein. Next box. Ghain, ghain, ghain. Next box. Fa, fa, fa. Okay, so this is revision for us. We're going to the fifth line. Fifth line, first box. Qaf, 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 qaf. When you say the qaf, there has to be, of necessity, there has to be a click in the back of the throat. Like something dropped in the back of your throat when you say it. Qaf. So practice that. It comes from the back of the tongue. Its makhraj is actually the back of the tongue rising to touch the soft palate in the back of the tongue. Qaf, 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 qaf. All of it sits above the baseline. Next one is kaf, 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 kaf. And the next one is the third box, line number 5, lam, 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 lam. Fourth box, line number 5, meme, 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 meme. We made a distinction last week saying that the meme can have a long dangling tail or a short tail. Whichever it is, it's still meme. Last box, line number 5, noon, 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 noon. Going over line number 5, Qaf, 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 kaf, 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 lam, 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 mim, 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 noon, 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 and then the last box. We have 3 letters in the last box. First box, last line. Ha, 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 ha. Make this one deep. This one is from the bottom of the throat, very close to the chest. It should vibrate the chest as you say it. It is not like the ha in the first line, first box, second line. First box, second line is ha. The last one is ha. So that's the distinction. Please always note that distinction. Ha, 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 ha. All of the ha sits on the baseline, as you can see. Next box, second box, last line. Wow, 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 wow. And the last letter, ya, 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 ya. Going to the beginning of the last line, ha, 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 wow, 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 ya, ya, ya. Excellent. Let's go over it from the beginning. We're starting from the top, and we're just going to read it straight so that we have more fluency with it. Yeah, from the top. Okay. Alif, ba, ta, tha, jim, ha, kha, dal, dal, ra, za, sin, shin, sad, rad, ta, dha, ain, ghain, fa, qaf, kaf, lam, mim, noon, ha. Wow. Ya. Alhamdulillah. Some spot tests for us. Look on the board, and anyone please identify. Oh, I have to do this. What this letter is. Oh, sorry, this is not working. Oh. Oh, okay. Thank you. Just like the book has, I'm going to use a baseline, and I'm going to ask you to tell me what this letter is. Can anyone identify what this letter is, please? And the sisters can also participate. What is this letter? Anyone? Ra. What if I did this? Correct? That's za. How do you erase? This one? This one? Okay. Okay. What letter is this? Well, don't say it as tor. That's a mistake. That's an American way of saying it. It's not tor. It's bo. Bo. It is hard. There's no whistling with it. So it's not saw like a whistling sound. There's no whistling sound with it. It's paw, paw. Okay. One more time. Look at how I wrote the letter. I want you to follow the tracing of how I wrote the letter, and this is how you should write it also. Make the loop first, go upwards, and then come back to the baseline, and then include your stem. This is paw. Always write it that way. What if I did this? What letter would that be? Look on the board, please. Law, with the tip of the tongue sticking out, correct? Law. Good. What letter is this by any chance? The sisters can also participate. Roin. Excellent. That's roin. Roin. Okay. Does this letter have a name? One of our visitors. What's this one's name? Jim. Excellent. If it didn't have the dot, what would it be? Ha. Excellent. In this? Ha, excellent. So this is distinguished from the ha, correct? This ha you're looking at on the board is the ha in Allah, is the ha in ashhadu. How about if I asked you what this letter is? And you can look in your books if you're not sure what it is. Meme, even though it has no dangling tail, it has a very short tail, correct? It is still meme. And a couple more letters, and then we'll move on to today's work. How about this guest? How would you say the name of this guest? Qaf, correct? So it clicks in the back of the throat. Qaf. Qaf. Good. And there's another guest I want us to. What? How about this guest here? Dal, correct, because of the dot, correct? Had it not have a dot, it would have been dal, correct? Okay. And one last one. How about this guest? What is this guest's name? God. Excellent. So this is God. All right. Any questions about the shapes or names of the letters before we move on? Okay. Good. The sound of the paw, and this is the paw. The sound of the paw is heavy and hard. It is not, there's no whispering sound with it. Paw, paw, paw. So, paw, like paw, root, paw. It is not saw, like that whispering that we have in English. It does not exist in paw. So, paw is hard and deep. Paw comes from the tip of the tongue. Paw. Any other questions before we move on? And you may not realize it now. Maybe you may have other questions later on. Feel free to ask, inshallah. Today's lesson. We are opening page 20. Just 3 quick principles. Yes, please.
Yeah, I had a question. What happened to the Hamza?
The Hamza?
Yes.
Excellent question. In about 3 or 5 minutes, I will tell you the answer to that. It's coming. Thank you for asking. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Thank you. Can I open to page, no, 21. We're going to page 21, please. Thank you. We're going to page 21. There is a principle. This principle is adding what we call short vowels. Short vowels to the letters. So we're done with the letters. We know their names, we know their shapes. What we're now doing is adding short vowels to them so that we begin to make meaningful sounds. What the author has done is that he has brought the 3 basic short vowels in Arabic. The 3 basic short vowels in Arabic, he brought them and put them on top of each of the letters so that we can know what they sound when each of the letters carries a short vowel. And each letter can carry only 1 short vowel. Each letter can carry only, how many short vowels? 1 short vowel. You will not find a letter that would have 2 short vowels. Each letter will only carry 1 short vowel. There are 3 short vowels. There are 3 short vowels. I have written them in Arabic because I want us to get used to the Arabic writings, but I will say them so that you know what we're talking about. And then we'll go to page 21. There are 3 short vowels. Their names are fatha. Say after me. Fatha. 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 So the name of the first short vowel is fatha. Fatha. Again, fatha. Fatha. After the T, I want you to add a separate H sound. Fatha. That is the name of the short vowel. Fatha. Good. Fatha. The job of fatha is to add an A sound to whatever letter it is attached to. What is the job of the fatha? To add an A sound to whatever letter it is attached to. The second short vowel in the middle column here is called kasrah. Kasra. After me. Kasra. 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 Kasra, its job is to add the E sound to any letter it is attached to. What is its job? It adds the E sound to any letter it is attached to. And the third short vowel in the Arabic language is the dhamma. That's on the last column to your left. The name of that short vowel is dhamma. Dhamma. After me, dhamma. 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 The job of dhamma is to add an U sound to whatever letter it is attached to. To whatever letter it is attached to, it gives it the what sound? The U sound. Good. Let's begin with the fatha. And let's see how fatha behaves when it is attached to each and every letter. Let's see the outcome of attaching the fatha to each and every letter. So I have brought the first letter, which is the aleph. I brought the first letter, which is an aleph. And this is going back to the brother's question, what happened to the hamza? The hamza is not a complete letter of the alphabet. Therefore, it is not brought out in the list of alphabets. Did you see there was no hamza in there? So there's no hamza in there because the hamza is an incomplete letter. It sometimes stands by itself. Sometimes it needs another letter to help it. Sometimes it becomes a long vowel. It has different rules in different places. So it's because of its variability inside a word, it is not treated as a complete and independent letter. That is why you did not see the hamza in the list of letters on page 19. You did not see hamza as one of the letters there because it is not a complete independent letter. However, in some cases, the hamza is brought back in the more classical way of writing Arabic. Aleph, the first letter of the Arabic alphabet. Aleph, the first letter of the Arabic alphabet, does not accept a short vowel. Listen to this. The aleph, and this applies only to aleph. The aleph does not accept a fatha, kasra, or dhamma without the hamza. What is the hamza? It is that little sign that I have on top of the first aleph. If you look at that first aleph, that little, like a reverse 2 that you see there, that is the hamza. It allows the aleph to be pronounceable. It allows the aleph to be pronounceable. The aleph will not have a short vowel, will not have a fatha, kasra, or dhamma by itself with no hamza. You will not see that. You should not see that. Maybe you will see it in some cases, but you should not generally see that. So, even though on page 19, when the author gave all the letters and there was no hamza in all the letters, on his exercise on page 21, which the brother has on the board, you can see that the very first letter there is an alif that has a hamza on top of it, so as to make it pronounceable when you give it a fatha, kasra, or dhamma. Therefore, when I ask you to read what is written in the first box, first line, you're going to say the name of the letter to me, and you're going to say the name of the vowel to me, and you're going to say what the outcome of joining them together is. I'll give you this example. When I ask you to read that first box, first line, page 21, you read it to me as Hamza Fatha'a. Can anyone say that? Hamza Fatha'a. Hamza Fatha'a. Hamza Fatha'a. What you have said is, you have told me the name of the letter, which the hamza now takes the place of the aleph in naming it. So you name it Hamza, even though it's an aleph that is the real seat. You name it as Hamza, and then you say the name of the short vowel. In this case is a fatha. And what's a fatha? Fatha is a little short stroke on top of the letter. Slanted short stroke on top of the letter is the fatha, as a sign of the fatha. A slanted short stroke, as you can see, on top of the hamza. That is the fatha. So when I ask you to read that first line, you tell me in order the name of the letter. In this case, you read it as a hamza. You tell me the name of the short vowel, which in this case is a fatha, and you tell me what it sounds like when the hamza and the fatha come together. So by saying hamza fatha, the a that you said is the combination of hamza and fatha. Did I confuse anyone? So the combination of hamza and fatha is a. Therefore, you said it as hamza fatha. Okay, so after me, hamza fatha. Again, Hamza fatha. Hamza fatha. Did anyone get confused regarding the relationship between the alif and the hamza? Alif can stand by itself, but when you now need to add a vowel to it, it brings along a hamza. That's all. It looks a little bit. Pardon me? It takes the place in terms of name. So you name it as Hamza. Even though the Hamza is actually only that little thing, it's sitting on an alif, the whole thing is called Hamza. So, one more time. Hamza fatha. With the same principle. So you can see that the fatha adds the a sound to the Hamza. So you say the whole thing as a. Likewise, if I ask you to read the second box, first line, I read it as ba fatha ba. After me. Ba fatha ba. Ba fatha ba. So the ba, when it has a fatha, the resultant sound is ba, with no stretching. Ba. The name of the letter is ba, stretched. When it has a fatha, the combination of fatha with the ba stretched is ba. No stretching. Likewise, third, ta fatha ta. Ta is the name of the letter. I added the fatha to it, and I stretched it. It was the name of the letter is stretched. Ta to 2 counts. When I added the fatha to it, the resultant is ta, no stretching. Ta fatha ta. Next box, which is the tha. When the fatha is added to the tha, what do you get? Tha fatha tha. So the name of the letter is tha, 2 counts, stretched. When it gets a fatha, the resultant is tha, no stretching. Tha fatha tha. Good. Next box, which is jim. When jim has a fatha, what's the resultant sound when jim has a fatha? Jim, exactly. So you spell it to me as jim fatha ja. So the original core of jim is a j sound. When an a comes to it, the whole thing becomes ja, no stretching. Jim fatha ja. Jim fatha ja. Next line. Second line, first box. Ha fatha ha. Ha fatha ha. Ha fatha ha. So this is why it becomes important to recognize the shapes and the names of the letters, because as you read along, automatically you have to identify what the letter is and what the vowel you're looking at is. So in this case, second line, first box, the letter is ha. The vowel on it is fatha. Putting them together, you get the ha sound with no stretching. Ha fatha ha. Ha fatha ha. Second box, second line. Kha fatha kha. Kha fatha kha. The name of the letter is kha, stretches 2 counts. When a fatha lands on it, the resultant is kha, no stretching. And the fatha, the a sound that is added to the kha, the fatha now gets heavy also. Kha, not ha, but kha. So this is one unique thing. This is one unique thing that kha confers on the fatha. It confers the heaviness on that fatha, and the fatha is pronounced as kha, not ha, but kha. Kha. Kha fatha kha. Kha fatha kha. Kha fatha kha. Next letter, dal, correct? When a fatha lands on it, the resultant is da. So you spell it to me when I ask you to spell it as dal fatha da. Dal fatha da. Dal fatha da. Next one is dal. It ends with an L sound, dal. When dal has a fatha land on it, what is the resultant sound? Da. So you spell it to me as dal fatha da. Dal fatha da. The name of the letter has a stretching in it, dal, prolonged. But when a fatha lands, only a fatha, when a fatha lands on it, it's only one short count, that. Dal, fatha, that. Dal, fatha, that. Dal, fatha, that. Next box, which is ra, correct? Ra is the next letter. When ra has a fatha to land on it, the resultant is ra. You spell it like this: ra fatha ra, ra fatha ra, ra fatha ra. Next line, which is line number 3, first box. What's that letter? Za. When a fatha lands on it, what's the resultant? Za. You spell it to me when I ask you to spell it. You spell it to me as za fatha za. Za fatha za. Za fatha za. Next letter is sin, correct? Sin. When a fatha lands on it, what's the resultant? Sa, correct? So you spell it to me when I ask you to spell it. You say sin fatha sa. Sin fatha sa. Sin fatha sa. What's the next letter? Sheen, correct? This has 3 dots on top of it. When sheen has a fatha land on it, what's the resultant? Sha. So when I ask you to spell it, you spell it as sheen fatha sha. Sheen fatha sha. Sheen fatha sha. No stretching. The name of the letter is stretched. Sheen, stretched. But when a fatha lands on it, it just retains that single fatha sound. Sheen fatha sha. Next letter. What's the next letter? Sword, correct? When a fatha lands on it, it gets to the resultant, the combination is saw. Saw. So when I ask you to spell it, you break it down and spell it as swad fatha saw. Swad fatha saw. So you tell me the name of the letter, which is swad, stretched out. Swad. You tell me the full name of the letter, and then you tell me the name of the vowel, and you tell me the resultant. The resultant is saw. So you spell it to me as swad fatha saw. Swad fatha saw. Swad fatha saw. Next letter. What's the next letter? God. When a fatha lands on it, what's the resultant? Da. Not da, but da. Always pronounce it with what? The left side of what? Of your tongue. Always the left side of it. Some people can pronounce with the right side of the tongue, but it's generally taught with the left side of the tongue. The left side of the tongue pronounces it even when the fatha lands on it. So when I ask you to spell it, you spell it like this: Rod fatha ra. Rod fatha ra. Rod fatha ra. Question so far? So this is the way fatha behaves with the letters. We've done half of them. We'll do the next half. Line number 4. First box. What's that letter? Ta. I hope the sisters are following. The first box, line number 4. The letter is ta, prolonged, stretched. Ta. That's the name of it. There's a stretching with it. Ta. When a fatha lands on it, what happens to it? It becomes ta. No stretching, and the heaviness is conferred to the fatha, and it's not pronounced as ta, but ta. Ta, fatha, ta. Ta, fatha, ta. Ta, fatha, ta. Next letter. What's the name of that letter? The, with the tongue sliding out. The, and it is heavy. When a fatha lands on it, what's the resultant? The, no stretching. So when I ask you to spell it to me, you spell it as the fatha the. The fatha the. The fatha the. We're going to the next box. Box number 3, line 4, for those following on Mixler. That's an ayn. Ayn, when a fatha lands on it, what's the resultant? like Abdullah. So when I ask you to spell the combination of ayn and fatha, you spell it to me as ayn fatha. Ayn fatha. Ayn fatha. Question so far? Next one is ghain. Ghain, when it has a fatha land on it, what's the resultant? Gha. 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 Heavy. So the heaviness of the ghain is conferred to the fatha. So it's pronounced as gha, not gha, but gha. Ghain fatha gha. Ghain fatha gha. Ghain fatha gha. Last box, line number 4. What letter is that? Anyone? Fa. Correct? Fa. When a fatha lands on fa, what's the resultant? Fa. So I ask you to spell it, and your answer to me is fa fatha fa. Fa fatha fa. Fa fatha fa. So the name of the letter is fa, stretched. But when a fatha lands on it, it is just fa. Line number 5, first box. What letter is that? Qaf. Right, everyone? Qaf. When a fatha lands on it, it is pronounced as qa. Qa. One count. No stretching. But the name of the letter is stretched. Qaf. Most of the letters have some stretching in them. Most of them. So when I ask you to spell this one, line number 5, box 1, how do you spell it? You spell it as qaf fatha qa. Qaf fatha qa. I want you to separate the two F sounds. Qaf ends with the F sound. Fatha begins with an F sound. So I want you to separate both of them. Qaf fatha qa. Do you see what I'm trying to separate? Qaf fatha qa. Qaf fatha qa. Qaf fatha qa. Question. So the heaviness of qaf is transmitted to the fatha, and you pronounce it as qa, not ka, but qa. Because that distinguishes, along with the click in the back of the throat when you say the qa, distinguishes it from the next one. The next one is what? What's the next letter? Kaf. The name of the next one is kaf, with the stretching. Kaf. When a fatha lands on it, what's the resultant? Ka. So you spell it to me as kaf fatha ka. Kaf fatha ka. Kaf fatha ka. Good. What's the next visitor? Lam. Lam is, when it has a fatha, what is the resultant? La. Not like the English la. Don't say like the English la. It's just ordinary. La. La. Lam fatha la. Lam fatha la. Lam fatha la. Try to not Americanize it by saying lamb. It's not lamb. That's an American way of saying it. It's lamb. Lamb. Lam fatha la. Lam fatha la. Lam fatha la. What's the name of our next guest? Meme. It has a long tail. When it has a fatha, what's the resultant? Ma. When I ask you to spell it to me, when I'm testing you and I ask you to spell it to me, you spell it as mim fatha ma. Mim fatha ma. Mim fatha ma. There's no heaviness to the meme, therefore the fatha on the meme gets to be light. Ma, not mo, but ma. Ma. Mim fatha ma. Mim fatha ma. Next letter is a noon, correct? It has one dot. It's a horseshoe shape, but it has one dot on top of it, rather than the ta that has two dots on top. Noon, when it has a fatha, what does it sound like? Na, no stretching. I ask you to spell it to me. You spell it to me as noon fathana. Noon fathana. Noon fathana. Last line. First box. What's the name of that letter? Ha. Deep one is deep. Ha. Correct? Ha. 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 I distinguish it from the ha above. This one is ha. When it has a fatha, what's the resultant? Ha. No prolongation. So when I ask you to break it down for me, you break it down as ha fatha ha. Ha fatha ha. Ha fatha ha. And the name of the next guest? Wow. When wow has a fatha, what does the resultant sound? Wa. So when I ask you to break it down, you break it down as what? Wow fatha wa. Wow fatha wa. Wow fatha wa. Question about that one. It seems a little bit straightforward, right? And the last guest, what's his name? Yeah. When it has a fatha, what does it sound like? Yeah, no stretching. So I ask you to break it down. How do you break it down? You say to me, ya fatha ya. Ya fatha ya. Ya fatha ya. Questions so far? Yes.
Can you do the difference between the two has again?
Okay. So the two very similar letters of ha and ha. The first one, for those looking on the board, the first one is ha. Ha. High pitched. Ha. 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 The second one is ha. 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 You see the difference? The first one is ha. Ha. From the middle of the throat. The second one is from deeper down the throat, close to the chest. Ha. 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 What do they sound like when they have fathas? The first one is ha fatha ha. Ha fatha ha. I want to hear the clearing. Ha. Ha fatha ha. Ha fatha ha. And the second one is ha. So you say it as ha fatha ha. Ha fatha ha. Ha fatha ha. So this is the distinction between the ha and the ha. Remarkably, both of them sidestep to a little degree. Both of them sidestep the regular H in English. Neither of them is like the regular H in English. This first one is ha, high pitched. This second one is very deep, ha. So both of them, to a very small degree, they sidestep the H in English. All right. Any other questions? Because of time, should we stop here and then pick up the other two short vowels next time, inshallah? I would have allowed us to continue, but Salat al-Maghrib will come in shortly. So should we end it here, inshallah, and review the other two short vowels with each of the letters next week, inshallah? Is that a good plan? Inshallah. Questions about fatha on each of the letters? Any question about fatha on each of the letters? Yes. What? Specifically, what do you want me to repeat? How to pronounce it? Okay. I give you the baseline again, and I give you the alif, and I give you the hamza, and I put the fatha on top of it. So see how what the hamza looks like. This you pronounce as hamza fatha a. Hamza fatha a. Hamza fatha a. This is the pronunciation of hamza. When it has a kasra and has a dhamma, we'll do that another time, inshallah. Any other questions related to the letters or fatha. Your homework. And this one is short homework, and the sisters can please do this and send their homework down next week. Page 20. In your workbook, page 20. Fill in the blank spaces in page 20 and bring that to class next week. When you have filled out the blank spaces, read all of that to yourself 3 times. What's the homework? Fill out the blank spaces, number 1, on page 20. And this is homework for the sisters too. Fill out all the blank spaces in page 20. Next is read after you have written out all the letters and filled out all the blank spaces. Read in sequence all the letters to yourself 3 times. It may be helpful if you record yourself doing that so you can catch mistakes. So grab your mobile phones, record yourself as you're saying the letters and catch whatever mistakes you're making, and then bring this homework to class next week, inshallah. Follow the pattern of writing that we practiced last week and 2 weeks ago in writing the letters, making sure you pay attention to the baseline. Pay attention to the baseline as you fill in the blanks. Bring the homework to class next week, but on your own, privately, say all the letters after you've written out, you filled out the blank spaces, read all of them in sequence 3 times to yourself. It will be helpful if you record yourself on your mobile phone so that you can listen to yourself again and pick up whatever forgetfulness or mistakes you make in the sequence. Questions? We will stop here, inshallah. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.